we had to get it out of this experimental mode. And I guess the first stage for that was to really establish and found the ISO standard for blockchain. So this is TC 307. So I did that in 2015. And the idea behind that was to create a way where we can have a mass collaboration to work on the technology at an international level. And that's what's happened. So now we've got 53 countries working together to standardize blockchain across the world. And that includes organizations, startups, government, enterprise, academia, everyone. And so we set out to then bring it up into the mainstream. By standardizing the technology, we then built the platform. And so working on the ISO standards, we then built Overledger following that. And the whole idea is to bring the mass adoption of blockchain.
Wow, listen to the language. Overledger was premeditated. He introduced blockchain to the UK government in 2009, created the standard TC 307, established the standard, got 53 countries together to standardize it for mass collaboration, all working together, then created Overledger. So do you see? He created the standard first, then created the Overledger to fit the standard that 53 countries all abide by. That's absolutely massive. But before we start, let's look at Arkham Intelligence, currently sitting at $102. We're up 0.62% in the last 24 hours, down 12% in the last 30 days. And we've just literally, within the last 9 hours, had some more transactions from Coinbase to private wallet. And as you can see here, a total of 2,683 quant, a value of 276,000. So I'm guessing they like these values. This is a new wallet and another wallet I will be adding to my long list of wallets with no outflows. So could this be another wallet that just accumulates? We'll have to wait and see. So remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and none of the information provided in this video should ever be taken as a signal to buy or to sell. So I'm really excited because this has been preempted from a very long time ago, back as far as 2009, when Gilbert Verdian introduced blockchain to the UK government in 2008, 2009. Creating these ISO standards, TC 307, to fit the innovation, the design of Overledger into those standards. Now, that's, if you don't listen to the language, you don't see the actual Easter eggs. And I think that is absolutely amazing. Now, I saw this tweet, and this is probably the best explanation that I could find on TC 307 and ISO standards. So we're looking at a post from Tokenizer back in August 2023. And he says, debunking the FUD again, there shouldn't be any disconnect with ISO TC 307 and 222 after this. All these network messages complying to ISO 222, like XRP, XDC, XLM, IOTA, Algo, and obviously Quant, and another SHX, which a lot of people do not think about. They will all be under DLT standards, TC 307 by Quant CEO, to translate to 222. Let's dive in. ISO 222 has been quite a hot topic in the crypto space for a while now. It's simply referring to various projects' messaging and transaction system compliant to that of ISO 222. For those unaware, ISO 222 is a financial messaging standard for our legacy systems like RTGS and ACH. Now, ACH is very connected to Stronghold SHX. RTGS, real-time gross settlement, big money. ACH, automating clearinghouse, small batch transactions. There are two large common mistakes I see within many people looking to learn about ISO coins. ISO 222 was created long-term before blockchain was mainstream. Tokens and coins can't be ISO 222 compliant as they aren't legacy. It's a messaging transaction text format for the network. The official title, ISO 222, is Data Interchange Between Financial Institutions, which is just one of the many parts of finance. In fact, there's an ISO standard that covers the financial sector as a whole, ISO TC 68. This is an ISO standard titled Financial Services. The scope is to standardize the field of banking, securities, and other financial services, meaning ISO 222 should in theory be part of ISO TC68's operation. Well, ISO TC68 is actually the founder of ISO 222. But with the evolution of fintech, with blockchain, we need some sort of standard. Legacy finance work with the future of DLT-based finance. Don't worry, because ISO TC68 is already on it. As we can see, within ISO TC68's liaison committees, ISO TC307 is one of the listed standards. A liaison with ISO standards is simply an external body from the underlying standard that collaborate and have overlap in their operations. And when we think about it, it makes perfect sense. We just described how financial service standards will soon have to extend and harmonize within blockchain standards. The liaison between TC307 and TC68 is doing just that. Then we look at what SWIFT is doing. For those unaware, SWIFT is the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. Pretty powerful stuff. We saw how big it was when SWIFT decided to cut Russia out due to Ukraine war last year. They send over 45 million financial messages and move over 5 trillion of transfers per day. For this reason, SWIFT is one of the prime players in building financial infrastructure for the future. As they've tested DLT in their systems, they came to a common conclusion. It's the same conclusion that the BIS had come to and proved in Project Rosalind and Helvetia. The need for legacy to DLT interoperability and collaboration will be a must. We can see a direct mention of this in Swift's paper, Rules of ISO 222 in DLT and API context through ICO TC 307 on blockchain standards. This proves that Swift not only recognizes TC 307, but also agrees to the solution of utilizing APIs to transmit ISO 222 messages across all technologies. In fact, saying Swift recognizes ISO TC 307 would be an understatement. They're actually one of the liaison organizations that are on another ISO standard pushing for TC 307 adoption. We can also see a very familiar framework with BIS, Project Helvetia from late 2021, early 2022. This CBDC pilot was to test cross-border settlements and transfer of tokenized assets and currencies. The entities involved in this pilot were SNB BNS, the BIS, and SIX Group. We also know that SIX had launched their SIX Digital Exchange, which we've seen close ties to Quant and XRP, with through work in Digital Pound Foundation and other collaborations. Within the layout, Project Helvetia, you've got 1 Combank transfer happens, 2 registered RTGS from SMB, 3 222 message RTGS to SMB node, 4 222 message translated to WISO gateway, and 5 message now in SDX specific language. 6 cycle complete. Now the transaction is sent on RTGS before it's sent to the CBDC platform to relay these messages using translator to connect the differences. His question is, what exactly is ISO gateway? We know that Quant's whole core solution is around gateways, API gateways, the automated translation of legacy ISO 222 message into something blockchain compatible, which makes sense to be executed through an API. But there'll need to be standards for the APIs and how they flow within blockchain. And this is where ISO TC307 merges with ISO 222, brought together by ISO TC68. ISO may be called ISO, but as we can see, their standards work far beyond isolation. They connect, harmonize, and overlap the collaboration. This is the future of blockchain communications, automated legacy to DLT compatibility brought forth by agnostic communication layers. And he's been saying this all along. Anything ISO is on the same side. Quant, XRP, XDC, XLM, Algo, HBAR, IOTA, and Stronghold's SHX. They're all developing different infrastructures that will make up the same goal they all envisage. An in-connected future. ISO sees it, the BIS sees it, SWIFT sees it, SIX sees it, the Bank of England sees it, and the BOC sees it. Do you see it? And obviously, with what Gilbert has already said, the standards came first. He saw an opening, a standard that needed to be created, then built all the tech after that, then built the tech to fit around those standards afterwards. Do you see it? There you go, guys. That gets me so excited when I see things like that. And look at the language. Look at what Gilbert is actually saying. Please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell for more information like this. And I'll catch you later.